between the contradiction. You don't have to believe me. That's why.
Would not.
Okay. Wait.
I'm not denying that there's somebody heretical.
Okay.
Christian. You got all sorts of people.
Okay.
But that doesn't mean that we would ever justify.
That's why I'm giving you the name. All you have to do, remember, it was a year 160 to the Christian counting.
But,
and I give you his name.
Personally, I don't care about that. I don't care that there were certain heretics
one of the most important
the
Christians.
Christian church, who advocated this thing or that thing.
Why you don't? It should bother you very much. That shows that the Christians are not loyal to the divine text. They do whatever they want with that, based on their needs.
But you see, there are Jews who convert to Christianity too. Does that invalidate Judaism?
I want to ask you a question. Is that a proof of something? I will tell you that today there is inflation with ignorant Jews, unfortunately, that never learned Judaism because of the exile condition, because of money problems, money issues. It's very expensive to get Jewish education. Someone like you, which is educated and intelligent and have some knowledge, can take any ignorant Jew from the street and in 20 minutes make him believe anything you want, I promise you. I have news for you. In many flights that I took to places in the world, sometimes in the airport, not always, but sometimes I met priests. And he saw me with the yarmulke, and they come and they initiate conversation, and I promise you, and that's not a lie, everyone who sat with me, the maximum he sat next to me was 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, he ran away that I will not see him by mistake. Why? When I started to shoot the list of the questions that I had, as a matter of fact, I'll tell you a story that just happened. About eight years ago, it was the Sabbath, and unfortunately it was the Sabbath because at that time I used to film all the seminars that we're making. We had a seminar in New Jersey with a very important Jew from Mexico. His name is Dr. Betesh. And Dr. Betesh said, while giving an example, a comparison between Judaism to other religions, he said, everyone who wants to bring a priest or any Christian educated person to argue, I'm open to suggestion at any time. Any time, any place. Guess what? There was a little Persian 7-year-old kid at that seminar, 7 years old. He thought it's going to be a nice challenge. He walked in a hotel and he found a priest, a pastor from New Jersey. I looked at his card, he had about 7 or 8 different titles. And I understood he had a large crowd. They had also a seminar there. So he invited him to the argument. And this is an important pastor. He later himself said that he was a pilot in Vietnam. He told his life story. And based on that conversation that we had over there, I wish I could film it, but I couldn't do it because it was the Sabbath. He asked him about 4 or 5 issues, not 30, 50 that we dealt with tonight. Well, the whole conversation was maybe 40 minutes. And then this was the reaction of the priest. May God be my witness. He hold his head like this, and he say, "Oh my gosh, my mother will kill me when she find out I converted to Judaism." That was his answer. Yes, I'm serious. Wait. Let me finish the story. Wait. You're giving me...
They're ignorant Christians. I agree. You've already admitted
I gave you a pastor.
Jews.
A pastor.
So
a pastor, not an ignorant Christian.
You're an ignorant pastor.
Okay, all right, you answer my question. All right, okay.
If you think I'm about to convert, you're mistaken.
You still did not answer the last question that I asked you. You
never gave me a chance.
I did. You answered, but not to the point. You told me that if a person will come with a book, before I told you about the cave of Jacob, before I found you the source, I asked you, if a person will show you that the Twin Towers collapsed in Brooklyn, is that an indication that this book can be given by God? You hesitated, but in the end you say, well, that will be the end of this book for me. Now, when I show you the source, you contradicted yourself completely.
Well, let me explain. Let me explain. All right. Do you think I can dig myself out of this hole now? I don't know. You got me pretty deep there. The distinction that I wish to make is if there is no way to reconcile this mistake with what I believe the origin of the New Testament to be, then I've got a problem. But as with this case of Shechem, I do believe that there is a way to reconcile. I might not know right now, but I do believe there's an explanation. And also, what I try to explain is that there are so many compelling reasons to believe that the New Testament is God-breathed, along with the Old Testament. There's so many that I am mandated by logic and reason itself to believe that there must be some way to reconcile these disparate elements. I don't think that's a contradiction.
Tell me, please.
I have to study that first. Okay. I don't know how to answer it.
We said it in the beginning.
But again, just think of your wife. If your wife has been faithful to you for 50 years, and somebody brings you a report and says that in some way she was unfaithful, are you going to believe that report in light of 50 years of proven faithfulness? It's the same way with me in the New Testament, and the same way a Christian. If it has proved itself to me in so many different ways, if the writers have proved themselves, you ask the question, who would believe? It's easy for people to believe the New Testament because
proof, but that's not the proper word to use.
Well, let me talk.
To you anything.
Well, please, give me a chance. Give me a chance. What you said was there was every reason in the world for people to believe in Christianity. It's so easy. It took away the law. Why wouldn't people believe in it? But just think of the difficult things that people had to risk their lives in order to believe in the New Testament, because it was the death penalty, as you point out, to believe against people's understanding of the Old Testament. And besides that, how could anybody believe in the leader of the faith, Jesus Christ, dying on the cross, and there being any validity in that religion unless there were actual miracles that took place? Who would want to believe in somebody who was stripped naked and tortured to death? Who would want to believe in that unless there were compelling reasons? So I would assert there are many, many compelling reasons.
The reasons and proofs are complete two different things. There are many, many reasons why so many people in the world doing foolish things. The fact that 60% of the youth smoke drugs or use LSD or cocaine doesn't mean that my children and your children also have to follow it, because we both agree that it's not the proper life. So using a majority, what the people does, or so many reasons why people follow one person, I have news for you. I have a list of more than 50 false messiah here. Do you want me to start and tell you the life story of each one of them? It may change you from one to the other, because they all claim what you just said. I have a list of the last 2,000 years. There's books full of false messiah, even among Judaism. That one of them, everybody was sure that he's the Messiah, and it turned that he died. And once he died, the rabbi said that was a false belief. It's impossible. You should know one thing, and I'm sure you do know, but for the crowd. The Bible says that Elijah will come 3 days before the Messiah will appear, and he will tell the entire nation to prepare for the arrival of the Messiah, and the Messiah will save the Jews from all their agony and pain. Those conditions never happened in the life of Jesus. The Jews suffer since Jesus from the Christian church more than any other nations. Tens of millions of Jews were tortured and were forced in the time of the Inquisitions, forcing them, tear them away from their land, from their family, putting taxes on them, burning them with the Torah for the last 1,000 years in the name of the New Testament, even though the New Testament promised that is the religion of love. What kind of religions of love that claim that they have the truth will bring people and police and in the basements of churches all over history, as you know, in Spain and in Portugal and in many other countries, and burn the Jews and tear their body to two halves in a wheel because they refused to accept the New Testament? I never did, even though I'm a little strict. I have a reputation that when I come and argue with a non-religious Jew and try to make him religious, Not everyone can use this direct approach. No problem, I respect his opinion. But I never use a will